the topics are very simple and very easy to me. So don't worry.
Okay.
When you watch the complete recorded video, everything will be understood. And there is
Okay.
one thing, the configuration part for the purchase requisition as well
Mhm.
as for the request for quotation. In similar way, there will be configuration for the purchase order. That topic
Yeah.
we'll cover today itself. I will focus on that topic so that things will be easy for you. So in the P2P cycle, after covering that topic of internal documents that we call purchase requisition, we do one thing, we do the pricing procedure first. Pricing procedure. In short, we call conditions. So if we are doing the procurement, in the procurement, there are prices and the procedures of the prices are called pricing procedure. After that, we can move to purchase order, RFQ, or any kind of outline agreements. So once
Okay.
everything will be covered, in between, if you say like when we complete the procedure for the purchase requisition and for the request for quotation. So what is that request for quotation? If I'm the purchasing party and you are there working in the sales and distribution team of
Mhm.
my suppliers, so I will place one kind of request for the quotation. For that material, for that quantity, you will provide your price as well as your conditions. And you are not alone who can supply me that material, but
Mhm.
there are many suppliers. So actually, I do send the RFQ to many vendors, many suppliers, and in return, I get a number of quotations. So there is one thing, that information I can store, that information I can like save as the info record,
Oh, as an
purchasing info record.
okay.
So technically, info record serves as a source of information for purchasing.
Mhm.
So the information we store as purchasing info record is relating to the materials. For that, many sources are available, and we are maintaining the information relating to those sources as well as the prices and conditions provided by them. Okay,
Okay.
so there are two parties. Party number one, purchasing party. This party has a certain requirement for one material and
Yeah.
now there are many vendors, vendor 1, vendor 2, vendor 3, etc. How to create materials, how to create vendors, we know very well.
Yes.
Now we are placing the RFQs. In return, we are getting what? We are getting the quotations. So now we know the material, we know its quantity, we know particular vendors, and
Mhm.
we know the prices or conditions provided by the vendors. Now we can maintain this combined information. Material, prices from the
Okay.
quotations, vendor, other details, such as other details are related to purchasing party. For example, purchasing organization. So a purchasing info record contains data such as the following: the current prices and conditions
Mhm.
of the responsible purchasing organization or plant. If we are doing that business in the past, if we were doing that business in the past, so maybe there is one kind of like last document information would be there. The vendor's plant delivery time means if we are supplying one kind of request for quotation to the vendor, we are also telling them to supply the goods under one delivery range. So that is there as plant delivery time. While we create one purchasing info record, we can create it for the number of item categories. Item categories are such. Pro Procurement to pay cycle can be completed for the standard business processes. Standard means very simple. Its meaning is simple. Which is simple? What is simple? Where there is no exception. That will come as standard business process, and for that there is one item category standard. And if there is any difficulty or is there any exception, so those item categories would be known as special. First special item category is subcontracting. Second, pipeline. Third, consignment. So now we are going to HANA server. First, we will cover the configuration part. Then we will do the end user testing. So here, go through SPRO, SAP reference IMG. Moving downside, go to materials management. Go to purchasing. In purchasing, go to purchasing info report. Now, here we have first thing, define number range. Second, define screen layout. Like this,
Right.
you can do the configuration to define number range. Go through SAP reference IMG. There is only one place for the procurement, only materials management. In materials management, there is only one thing, purchasing. If you see the scenario, purchase requisition. Here it's then RFQ and quotation.
Purchase
Order.
order.
Yeah. Later on, we will cover contract, purchasing, purchase
AQ.
scheduling agreement, purchasing info record, source list.
Source list.
Everything is here.
Oh,
So
yeah.
one thing, go out of it. Directly run OLM.
Oh.
OLM. We will directly reach to purchasing. Yeah. When we do the P2P cycle completely,
Uh-huh.
we directly run OLM. Now go to purchasing info record and do one thing, define number range. So here we can check the analysis status. In between there are intervals. So can we create any new interval by just going to interval, by just adding the field? No, we cannot create. So how to create the number range? So there is one very simple. We will create the number range in the same way we created for the material type.
Yeah.
We create number range for the material. In same way, we will create one group. So from here, we can create that group. Okay. Now create. Is it visible now? Yeah. So here we can give the name to this group. So we have one company code. If you do remember, ZA20. Yes, ZA20. So that ZA is nothing but only like two characters. Just to remember the things. ZAPIRNR. Yeah, go to interval, intervals, enter. We can select any number. Only remember one thing, whatever you are selecting, select that ethically. So I'm just taking 200 numbers out of that number. Okay. So I have created one number range group that is named by ZAPIRN. Can I go to it again one more time? And can I add one more number range? Because one number range has already been selected. So second number range would be external one by the system itself. You are not doing anything. So two number ranges have been created in the same group. Now see the scenario. In the material master, there was one thing, material type. Yes, in the material master.
Yes, big.
But here we don't have any purchasing info record type. But if you see the scenario, there are two documents. One is IL, second IN. First, I'm selecting IL, going
Is
to
IS, sir?
I will tell you the meaning. Assign that element to your group. Select IN, go to assign to your group and save this information. Now come with me. I will tell you the significance of that. Okay. If you remember, while we created material type, maybe ZAR1 na? So that material type we created for what? For the raw materials. And this is how we can create a number of material types. There is one semi-finished, there is like second finished goods, service kind of, like many kind of material type. After creating that material type, what we did? We did like one thing for the inventory management. For the inventory management, there were two indicators, quantity updating, remember, value updating. So when we keep the stock of any material in the storage locations, so we do the inventory management. Inventory management can be done either on the basis of its quantity or its value. That is why we ticked over both of the configuration. Now there is one thing. When we are creating purchasing info record, so that info record can be created for two types of material. One is that is stockable. Second, non-stockable. So if there is any material that is stockable, so it will be having master data. What master data? Material master data. It means it will be having one material number, MMNR. But when there is one material that is non-stockable, we also call it consumables. So are we going to keep the stock for that materials? No, no stock. That is why we are calling it non-stockable. So how do we manage those materials in the system, which are consumables, which are pipeline materials? Pipeline materials. So we manage those materials using material as well as service group on the basis of material group or service group. So for stockable material, the document is IL, and for non-stockable, the document is IL. And because we will create the purchasing info record for both of the document types, that is why if I am creating any material group, sorry, purchasing info record group. In that group, what I'm taking one number in. Ultimately, I'm assigning both of the document types. Now tell me, any other question? relating to IL and IN. Now go to HANA server. So what did we do here? We just went to the purchasing through OLME. In purchasing info record, we define the number range by just creating one group. That group is here with two number ranges. 11 is the internal, 12 is the external, and name is ZAPIRNR. And we have assigned both of the document types which are standard to that group. Go back one more time. Now go to define screen layout. See, there is one change from the other purchasing documents, and that change is, as an end user, we can create the purchasing info record by using that transaction code. So when I'm taking that transaction code and moving further, now see basic data. Vendor is optional. I'm making it required. Material is optional, making it required. Purchasing organization. Like this, we can create a number of fields, either mandatory or optional or display. Now, when I took ME11, so I made the vendor required. Now I'm moving to ME12, that is for edit. Go to basic data. See, can we change the vendor? Can we change the vendor when we are doing the change in the purchasing info record? My client is saying no. So I will click where? I will click only display. So I will show you that thing. Don't worry with me. What is the meaning of ANGE? ANZE? ANZE is the standard field selection key for the info record. So here we can check the data and do one thing, save this information. Okay. Anything else? Nothing else. So let's sit down, come out of it, go to other screen. These are the screens which are used as an end user. So don't worry about these screens. Now we are just going to use the end user platforms. So go to SAP menu, logistics, go to materials management. In purchasing, go to master data. Purchasing info record is one of the master data for the purchasing. It is not the purchasing document, but it is the master data information. Now see 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, ME 1L, 1M, 1W, 1A, 1P. If you compare the data from the PPT and from the server, data is same. So it is very best to go through the end user platform and observe everything. Now ME11, see what is the first thing it is asking? Supplier. Actually, in real time, there is one thing. We at the IT company are providing the services, consulting services to the client. Now, client is having one kind of system that can be like one cloud system, on-premise system. So there is one platform between the two parties just to communicate, just to raise the tickets. Now that end user is doing any business process and getting any problem. So we'll raise that issue through that platform. Now, as in like support consultant, what will be our role? If the problem is very simple, if the problem is very simple, problem is problem is a kind of we need to provide the information, a little information to the end user. So we can provide that details through the email system, through that platform itself, or we can call directly to them. Yeah. But if end user is facing one issue in the configuration part, so we also have the access of the client like server and all, because we are the service providing company. So we also have the access. Okay.